person and my dear learned friends. Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon. From the birth of human civilization to till now, we know that mankind have been producing different materials for their own needs and demands. But with the production of these materials and goods, the byproduct is also inevitable. So, leather, which you know that one of the most valuable and luxurious material of now. So we see leathers and we see leather goods in our everyday uses. Almost all of us has a leather shoes or a pair of shoes or something or leather materials. So, but how this leather is produced? So there are some mechanical actions through which these leathers are produced, and there are also chemical actions. So, but with the product to produce these leathers, we use different kinds of mechanical and chemical actions. But there is also the use of BCS, that is basic chromium sulfate. This BCS, that is basic chromium sulfate, is used in the leather industries to produce these leathers and from the chrome tanning leathers. So, but it produces, but only 70 to 80% of the chromium is being absorbed by pelt and the rest are discharged. So how can we do this? So how can this be possible? Because this chromium, this Cr3+, is being discharged to the environment. But if this is left open to the environment, it might cause severe problem and different kinds of health hazards and different kinds of issues we can see. So we can see that it may cause us chronic ulcer, dermatitis due to the exposure to respiratory tract. It can even cause irritation. It causes ulcerations and perforation of nasal systems. It may also lead to the lungs cancer and liver and renal diseases. So these are the problems that we see. Now, what can we do to solve these problems? How can we reduce the chromium exposed to the environment? So for this we have a solution. That's adsorption of chromium from Tannery, Wastewater, one Russet potato peel charcoal. We know potato peel. So we usually leave this as a wastage. So we usually leave this to the environment as a waste material. So if we can burn this potato peel and we can make it absorbent with it, and if we can use it to absorb the chromium, that is Cr3+, from the tanning industries before discharging it to the environment, I think this would be a great initiative to reduce the chromium exposure to the environment, and it would also help us to make the environment more safe to humankind. So the objectives of this study is chromium removal from wastewater using potato peel as adsorbent, and to utilize the unused solid waste, that is potato peel, which is treated as a waste. Now let's look at the materials, how we actually did it. We bought potatoes from the local market. Then we extract the peels from that. Then we burned it in muffle furnaces for about 550 degrees Celsius, and we got the adsorbent here. Here, adsorbent is the activated charcoal, activated carbon, and then we took the wastewater, the Tannery wastewater, which contains the chromium, that is Cr3+, and we stirred it for some time, and then we kept it for some time so that the settling is done perfectly. Then this is and we can see that the treated water, and it's almost pure. We can see that it's almost pure. Now there are several methods how chromium can be extracted or chromium can be removed or adsorbed. So these are the chromium removal process. These are the electrocoagulation, precipitation, ion exchange, reverse osmosis. Here we are talking about adsorption. So in the adsorption case, we have their activated charcoal here. The activated charcoal is made from, in this case, the activated charcoal is made from what? The peels. Peels of what? Peels of potatoes. Now, with this activated charcoal, if we stir it up to a certain limit of time, then on the surface area of this activated charcoal, the chromium, Cr3+, and different other metals are being adsorbed. So this absorbent is the chromium 3+. So let's talk about the results and discussions. So in A we can see that it's a wastewater, then a wastewater plus activated charcoal. Then we stir it for some moments, and then we get the B, and after the filtration process, and we get the C. This is the pure water. About 98.9% of chromium removal was done from this with this whole process. Now let's see the FTIR results. In the FTIR results, we can see the before chromium loaded, case and after chromium loaded case, and we can see the transmittance versus the wave number of these results. Now, if we discuss the dose optimization, how we actually did it, so we take the charcoal dose on gram per 70 milliliter of the wastewater. Then and the X the X shows the charcoal dose and Y axis shows the chromium removal percentage. And so we did experiments for the different cases. Here, there you can see that there are some of the bullet points, and in the when there is a 5 milligram per 70 milliliter of water, and we are getting about 98.9% of the chromium removal percentage on that case. So that's the percentage removal, and we took it as the dose optimization, and we can see that the pH of there is about 7.3%, 7.3 or something like that. So the contact time is really important, because what we actually do are we want to apply it in the industrial level or any other case, we actually must see that what's the time consumption. Because time is very variable resources, and we always try to make things very good and very powerful in a very limited of time. Although we have we got the maximum amount of the percentage efficiency at about that is the chromium removal percentage at about the 20 minutes of contact time. That means the stirring was done for 20 minutes, so why we get actually the main result, the final results. So let's have a look at this table. So what you can see, this is the estimate of the physiochemical parameters. So this table is about the pollution load of the chrome wastewater. So in the first case, we are seeing the chromium content, and there's chromium content, BOD, COD, values of oxygen, chemical oxygen, demon, chloride, and pH. And then we took the raw sample as there is also the raw sample and the treated sample, and there is the percentage of removal. We can see that from the raw sample, the chromium content was about 3,160, and in the percent of removal is 98.9%. And but the step we can also see the standard distress rate by the ECR 1997, MMT ECR 1997, that is only 2%. So it's relatively much less closer to this. And BOD, it is BOD, values of oxygen demand, it is up to 50.8%, and COD is 46.13%, and chloride removal rate is about 50.3%. And we can also see the standard value over here, and we can also see that the pH level, it lessened, at first it was an acidic condition, almost acidic condition, that is 3.9, which was harmful for the environment, but our standard value says that it should be about 6 to 9%. So after our adsorption case, we can see that the pH pH level goes up to 7.3. So that's really good, I think. So conclusions, to conclude, we can say that chromium removal efficiency was about 98.9% with a very short contact time, about 20 minutes, and BOD, COD, and chloride removal was about 50.8, 46.13, 50.3 respectively. So a proper waste management of this, what we can say that potato peel, or that we treated as waste, or just that are being left in the environment. So this was really done. So I think it's a good thing. So the limitations of this project, or we can say these studies, it would be hard to carry out this research in the large scale, because we don't have enough amount of the charcoal to produce the charcoal from the peel of the particles, right? Yes. So and the time consumption is also very important issue for this case. It's almost 20 minutes. It's taken almost 20 minutes, and the industrial implementation of this process is not yet tested. So recommendation for the future work: if you want to study further on this topic, then by further study and research, the environment pollution can be reduced, and by inducing more optimum parameters, the operation time also can be reduced. Furthermore, the prepared activated carbon can be used for removal of other toxic metals, dyes from the industrial wastewater. As we know that this adsorption process of the activated charcoal not only attracts the chromium and these kinds of metals, but also other kinds of metals. So that's a very important case that we can look at what other metals that are harmful for the environment, or for the human body, or for everything, animals. So we can use this to absorb those things. Again, so graphene, okay. I don't know whether it's possible to produce graphene from this activated charcoal or not, But what I saw that graphene is a monolayer carbon layer, but there are some difference between the activated charcoal and graphene. But I think this would be a great idea if we can produce this activated charcoal, if we can convert this activated charcoal to graphene or something like that into monolayer. I know this is expensive and further studies are really important, but I think this would encourage most of us. So if we can just find a way to figure out a way, if we can really convert this carbon to graphene, because I think we all know the importance of graphene and how important it is. So there are some references here we can see. And lastly, this small Sabyaman Akash from the Department of Leather Engineering. I'm a secondary student. And please, if you have any questions, and you can ask. And thank you everyone for having patience and hearing my boring lecture. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So you are second year student? So far actually at the fourth year or in masters you have research. So in second year you already doing some research. But anyway, so I would like to see the change in the IR spectra before adsorption and after adsorption. You skipped the research, I did not see. Just like to know what is the change in the IR spectra after adsorption. Would you please show me and explain what was the change actually?
So
just compare the previous, before adsorption, after adsorption. What is the change? Just focus the main point only.
Okay.
No need to explain detail. Just focus the main point. What is the change actually?
The changes of the CH group and before chromium loaded, we can see that the blue line is the before chromium loaded case and the red line is the after chromium loaded case. That means after chromium is being loaded to the adsorbent. So why this actually occur? Because
actually you mentioned carbon peak around 1700, but there is no peak actually. Is there any peak in this region around 1700?
I think that would be a mistake.
There is not a peak actually here. Okay, I did not see any peak actually. Yeah, no peak actually. Okay, sorry, just peak this that one.
That's nice.
Yeah, these are tough. Any problem? Yeah, these one actually.
Okay. I think I need to study further on this case because I'm not only the author of this thing because my
You should check it.
yes, I should check it.
Yeah.
Thank you for your.
But definitely it's a nice talk for a second year student. Thank you.
Thank
I have a question.
you. Yeah, please.
You were saying that raw sample is 3000 almost ppm, and after treating you get the ppm 88 ppm.
Yes.
And is it in 20 minutes? The change is in 20 minutes?
The optimum dose is 20 minutes. The treated time was 20 minutes. We also did the experiment for 15 minutes and the 12 minutes and 10 minutes like that. But what we get that with the highest amount of the percentage of the chromium removal is about 98.9% that we got here was after being treated for 20 minutes. After being
That means you were saying that from 3000 ppm after 20 minutes goes to 20 ppm, 88 ppm. Within 20 minutes it's changed to 88 ppm. Can you show your slide?
so is this
Not that slide.
yeah.
Table.
Go to the table. This one. This one.
Almost 3000 ppm.
Yeah.
Raw sample. And after 20 minutes become 88 ppm.
No, this is the treated sample. So this is the treated sample. This is the raw sample that we collect for the very minimum amount. This is the raw sample. In the raw sample, the chromium percentage. This is the chromium amount. This is the chromium. The
3000
milligram per liter. Yes, this is the ppm. That's the year. And we didn't show here the what would be the next ppm. We didn't show here. It's just that we just give the percentage there. If you can give the percentage. I think you didn't get it because this is the what this is the percent of removal.
No, I'm asking about the treated sample ppm. 88 ppm. This is the percentage or ppm?
This is ppm. I think.
If
This
you
is
allow,
ppm,
I
this is
can
ppm.
share it.
And 88?
She's alright. She's alright. So she's talking about the raw sample is 3,160
160 ppm.
ppm.
Yeah.
And treated sample 88.576.
This is also ppm.
This is the experimental.
Yes. You are right. She's also right. Next, the question is that mass absorption is takes place within 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's also right.
Okay.
Now the question may be from your side.
I am asking you, is it
Suppose-
in
Just tell me.
Okay. Suppose this is bottle of water. There's some water, right? So this thing indicates that this water, this is the water. Okay. It's not this raw sample. This the chromium content here. It didn't contain. It didn't came back to what? 88 point. Okay.
all this happened in 20 minutes?
Yeah. All this happening in 20
Okay.
minutes.
Okay, thank you, Akash, for your nice presentation.
Did you calculate the capacity? Capacity of the adsorption?
Capacity means
You have mentioned the removal, percentage of removal.
yes.
But the capacity, did you calculate the capacity?
Yes, its capacity is almost the final result will be about 35 or something like that. I mean the difference.
How much capacity it has? You are putting too much adsorbent with the same amount of sample. That adsorption will be higher and removal will be higher. But capacity is you are putting the same amount, but removal capacity is high. Then it will remove mass content sometimes. Same.
Another thing, the pH seems to be very low. 3.9 is really so acidic.
Yes, because it's after the chrome tanning, and we know that after chrome tanning the pH usually is very low. It is usually.
It's okay, but
Within the four.
did you treated the same pH sample with the same adsorbent?
Yes.
You have optimized the pH.
Yes.
no?
Yes. Yes.
That pH was?
Because the pH was 3.9.
No. The optimized, your adsorption process optimized pH was something different than 3.9.
Optimized pH is 7.3.
In the table,
This is after treatment.
in the table you have mentioned. No, not this one, pH.
Yes. This is the
pH.
First graph.
Optimization
First
pH.
graph.
Not this one.
first graph. Okay.
Previous.
No.
Previous.
Previous. Even than previous.
Oh, sorry.
Even yes.
Yes.
You have mentioned here the optimized pH is 5. Right? Can you explain this one? How do you do that?
The optimized pH is
Here dose as well as pH as well as we are mentioning the chromium.
yes.
How do you do that?
Basically, we took there some amount of raw samples, so in beakers. Then, so this is the percentage. This is the charcoal dose per 70 milliliter. For example, we took the 70 milliliter of wastewater, and
5 gram sample.
that's it.
2 months. 5
Yes.
gram sample
It's
only in 70 ml wastewater.
yes,
The dose is too high
yes,
and the pH is 5. But your raw sample having the pH is 3.9.
yes, yes,
3.9. And we have mentioned that the removal percentage is 98 something. 98%. Right?
yes.
That pH was 3.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
But here I put the pH is here. This one is the pH, right?
Yes.
And it's about higher than this is the pH. This shows the pH level.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Akash. So, please.
Ma'am, actual certificate.